All right, Mr. Raider, what up, dude? Don't sleep on Arnette, please. This cornerback class was wacky. I trust Mayock. Arnette will be a great corner for years. Robertson is the nickel muse at will. This is looking like a Raiders defense. I think I do 100% trust Mike Mayock, obviously, and I know a lot of people are underestimating Arnette, and I do think it was a little bit of a reach, though. I don't think it has anything to do with Arnette. It's the exact same thing where if you reach for a player, then it's going to be talked about a little bit more. If he would have went in round 2, honestly, I'd be okay with it. But I do think he's a talented player. I do think he's a Raider. He's a tough guy. But when a cornerback runs above a 4.5 40, it does make me a little bit nervous. It does. I don't know if he's going to have the lateral quickness to be able to hang with a lot of these other players in the NFL. He's talented, but he was realistically the third best corner in his own college football team. Yes, one of those cornerbacks was Jeffrey Okudah, and Sean Wade was another talented dude who, if he would have came out, probably would have been a top 3 corner. I like Arnette, but I do think it was a little bit of a reach. Let's go to Raider Jay. What up, my man? Good afternoon. And Raider Nation, I'm so happy with those last 3 picks. I completely agree. Our last 3 picks were great, and Mike Mayock said it himself. Day 3 is just as important, okay? Day 3 is just as important as day 1. And now Tanner Muse went at pick 100. That was day 2 in round 3. But then John Simpson, who I'm telling you is going to be a great offensive guard. Yes, it does probably mean the end for Gabe Jackson. But then Amik RObertson at pick 139, probably going to play the nickel, is going to be an absolute steal. If you guys haven't seen my draft grades video yet, please go check it out. I'll give you a sneak peek. One of these players that you see on screen, I ended up giving an A grade. Let's keep the questions rolling in here. Use hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat. It's the easiest way to get the questions here on the show. Producer Dylan's working hard behind the scenes. We've been doing a lot of videos this week, so be patient with us. We're working through everything. After the draft, what do you think our record will be this upcoming season? I say we can easily go 10-6 at best. See, I feel like you can't say easily go and then at best in the same sentence. I'll say 10 wins. I think we're a 10-win football team. I honestly do, and I think if you invest in everything that we've done, if you get the proper amount of play out of Henry Ruggs, out of Lynn Bowden, and if you get Brian Edwards to live up, I think everything that we did was what we needed. And I know it got blocked because you swore from Raiders 24 Nation, finally some weapons for Derek Carr. Let's get one thing straight. Derek Carr now has some players to throw to. If he does not get it done this year, it's time to move on. I love Derek, but I'm about just win, baby. And if he's not helping us just win, baby, it'll be time to move on. So it's time to get your predictions in here. Let's go. Raiders 2020 record. I want to get it in the comments section below. Let me know how many games you think the Raiders are going to win this season. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see what you guys have here. I'll give some shout-outs. I see Sergeant Fighter says 11-5. I'm seeing 11-5. Somebody said 10 wins. I'm seeing a 12-4. I'm also going to go with a 10-win season. I know I kind of already said that before. I'm going to say 10-6. Seeing some 12-4s in there. Somebody said 9 wins, 18-0. Technically, the right answer is 19-0. Technically. So, Raiders 2020 record. Continue to get those in the comment section. Let's go to Steven. Everyone tell Steven what he needs to do. Do you think we still have the capital to go get Yannick in a trade? I think at this point, if the Raiders want to go out and get a Yannick Ngakoue, the only way I think it's humanly possible is if you give up a 2021 second-round pick, and I don't think that's going to be enough. If you want to get really ballsy on the show, okay, if we trade a Gabe Jackson and a 2021, maybe probably honestly cost another second-round pick, and then you get Yannick Ngakoue instead, right? So the Raiders don't have any picks in round 5, round 6, round 7 at this moment, but if you want a player who has 37.5 sacks his first 4 years, he's about to turn 25 years old. He's very talented. He's a great player also against the run. I like him a lot, but you're also going to have to pay him probably close to 20 mil. I don't know if I'm going to want to pay a player $20 million when I got a lot of other young players like a Cleveland Ferrell, like a Max Crosby. You already went out and signed a Carl Nassib. It's more of a fact of where do you play Yannick. That's going to be a tough decision because if you get him, he's either going to take playing time away from Cleveland, which I don't know if I want, and he's definitely going to take playing time away from Carl Nassib, which again, I don't know if that's what I want. So do you want the Raiders to go out and trade for Yannick Ngakoue. This has been a rumor that has been talked about on ESPN, NFL. It's been one that I've talked about for about 2 months now. So give me a Y for yes, or I want you to give me an N for no. Throw it in the comment section below. Do you want the Raiders to go out and trade for Yannick Ngakoue? And judging by the votes coming in here, I think I've seen about 90% of the votes come in. 90% of the votes have come in as no. But I'll make a deal. If it does happen, I guarantee you I will be going live, and we have the latest news, rumors. We do all sorts of updates here on the Raiders Report. So please, 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 hit that sub button. And if you bleed silver and black, like if it's in your veins, if you've been around, okay, since my man, been around, I want you to subscribe to the Raiders Report, because that's what this show is all about. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I think we got a great thing going on here. And if you've been a Raiders fan since Marcus Allen has been around, that's what I'm trying to attract here, because I know y'all have been fans, womb to the tomb, and that's what it's about. So please, please, please hit that sub button, but also turn on your notifications and also enable the notification bell, so every time I drop a video, all you got to do is swipe, and you got it on screen. Cool? Much appreciated. All right, John. What up, John? Love the picture, by the way. Love it. Mitch, also the playoffs were expanded. We have a great chance to make them at 10-6. I agree. I mean, I think it's funny when I tell people I think the Raiders make the playoffs, because they're like, there's no way. All I say is, yes, I understand we were 7-9 last year, but when you think about all the horrible calls we had, when you think about the suspension of Vontaze Burfict, when you think about all the injuries that piled up against us, plus some of our players played through injuries, I don't think there's any reason. And then you add on top of that, we didn't play a single home game for like 6 straight weeks, and we had the hardest schedule in the entire NFL. This is a playoff caliber team. I'm just saying. I know you only got 1 Chucky head on screen, but do the Raiders make the playoffs? I'm giving it 3 Chucky heads. Let's go to Okay, Mitch, how did you rate the 2019 draft, and how do you compare it to this year's draft? So I do have my draft grades video out on 2019. I don't remember it exactly. I know I gave Josh Jacobs an A. I know I was pretty low on Cleveland Ferrell. I think I actually gave Cleveland Ferrell a D grade. I like the Jonathan Abram pick. I gave it a B. Love the Trayvon Mullen. My highest grades were Josh Jacobs and Max Crosby from last year. But if you want to go check out my draft grades video, I think it's probably titled like Oakland Raiders 2019 draft grades, if I had to guess, on my channel. So go check it out. But if there's one thing I've seen from last year and this year, you're trying to find dynamic players around key players on your offense like Derek Carr, but you're also going out and getting winners, right? Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnette come from 2 elite college football programs. Lynn Bowden, Brian Edwards, 2 wide receivers. Why? Helping out Derek Carr. Then you have Tanner Muse, John Simpson. Again, 2 more players from Clemson at elite programs. And then Amik RObertson. I think Amik RObertson is the pure example. If LaMarcus Joyner does not work out this year, you turn to Amik RObertson and let him loose at the nickel corner position. So those were the Raiders 2020 NFL draft picks. I want you to let me know, who should the Raiders draft? Give me an A, or who should the Raiders draft? Grade it. A, B, C, D, or F. I want you to throw it in the comments section. What do we got here? What do we got? Somebody said start Mariota. No. So grade the Raiders 2020 NFL draft. What do we got? I got Daniel says B. Tyler Otto says B. Raider J, B+. Ron is giving me an A. Zeddy says C+. Me personally, I gave it a B+ grade. I think we did pretty well, but it wasn't excellent. But I think it was, pretty flipping good. So let's go to some questions again. We got my man John. What up, John? Have we filled all our secondary needs? I still am going to say, I want to say yes, but at the same time, I am a little bit worried, right? Because we still need Isaiah Johnson to step up, who I loved Isaiah Johnson when he came out of Houston. He's got the athletic ability. But Amik RObertson, love him. Arnette, good, solid player. Randall, Abram, I'm excited about him. It really, honestly, in my opinion, is going to come down to LaMarcus Joyner. If LaMarcus Joyner can live up to his hype, yes, as I think we filled a lot of pieces on defense. If LaMarcus Joyner struggles and he really forces players like Amik RObertson, Nick Nelson to step up, that makes me a little bit worried. Now, I do think Arnette could potentially also maybe play some other positions if you move him around. I think he's a little bit too slow to play in the nickel personally, but We do have a lot of players, and we are going to keep a lot of depth at the cornerback and safety, nickel, all those positions. All right, let's continue to get that hashtag Raiders in the comments. That's going to tell producer Dylan which questions to put on the show, or y'all can super chat, and when you super chat, that's the easiest way to get on the Raiders Report. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. All right, Mitch, do you think Mullen can handle Tyreek Hill? I don't know if anybody can honestly handle Tyreek Hill. However, I think honestly Trayvon has been able to show when he's matched up against Hill. I think he's done a pretty good job. But I think Hill is the most dynamic receiver as a way to shift and be movie. I'd be more concerned how our nickel cornerbacks handle Tyreek Hill. Let's go to Benjamin. What up, Ben? What up, brother? Okay, Carr recently went on Bussin with the Boys show with Will Compton and said he has the dog in him. Do you believe him? I think he's starting to realize that this is the year. But the only thing that scares me is I actually don't know if Derek Carr does have the dog in him, right? Because to me, Derek isn't this super guy filled with tenacity, and I don't think he has a lot of the fire. I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he can will his men, but he doesn't remind me of a Drew Brees. He doesn't remind me of, honestly, you're going to hate me saying this, but Tom Brady, where he's going to stand up and he's going to yell at you in the face if you do something wrong. Derek's just a nice guy, and I think sometimes that's just part of your personality. I don't know if he actually can be a Phillip Rivers where he can straight up just grill somebody. That's just my opinion. Let's go to Eric. What up, brother? You think the Raiders will be doing trades soon? What trades would you want to see? So I do think that 2 trades are possible. 2 trades that have recently emerged. Now, I've been talking about one trade for about 3 months. That trade is around Gabe Jackson. The other trade that I think could go down is around defensive tackle P.J. Hall. There was a report that came out about Hall, but the fact that the Raiders didn't draft a defensive tackle, I think that's kind of telling. But there have been multiple reports about Gabe Jackson getting traded, and about 2 months ago I gave it 3 Chucky heads. About a month ago I gave it 3 Chucky heads. And when you just look at the timeline of things that have gone down around Gabe, I mean, you extended Incognito, you go out and get Cush, you extend Denzel Good, trade report comes out in mid-March, right before free agency. More trade rumors around him during the NFL draft. As much as I don't want to see Gabe Jackson get traded, it would not surprise me if it happens. All right, Jose, what you got for me, my man? He sent me a super chat, just says $5. Okay, my man. Appreciate you, Jose. I don't have a beer on me, but I will give you a cheers. So if you guys want me to start drinking beer, we need some super chats, that's for sure. Daniel, what up, brother? Do you think we could win the AFC West this year? I mean, anything's possible, right? And if I would have told y'all, hey, do you think the 49ers are going to go to the Super Bowl? I would have laughed at you. But when you get people to buy into a system, when you do the right things, I mean, honestly, if Patrick Mahomes went down with an injury, it's possible. So I think we're still better than the Broncos. I still think we're better than the Chargers. So honestly, yeah, if Patrick Mahomes goes down with an injury, I do think it's possible for us to win the AFC West this year. Okay, James B. coming up with this next question here. Look forward to Mayock's brilliant UDFA signings next. I agree. So, again, about a week ago, Mayock said day 3 and UDFAs is just as important as day 1. Last year, we were able to find a player in Alec Ingold as a undrafted free agent. He turned out to be one of the best fullbacks in the NFL. Undrafted free agents can step up. Now, another player that I liked a lot was Tavon Coney. Another player was Keelan Doss. We'll see if some of those guys can take the next step. But, yes, I am very interested to see what happens at the UDFAs. All right, if you guys need some new jerseys around some of the players that we just picked, go to chatsports.com/Raiders1. We have rookie jerseys for all the players. So I understand that Ruggs is probably not going to wear the number 1. If anything, he maybe should wear 4.27 for his 40 time. But if you want to pre-order your Raiders jerseys, again, go to chatsports.com/Raiders1. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the number 1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.